Adin Ross said something on stream that most people laughed at. He said players could get a job inside GTA 6, earning real money doing it, and cash that money out into their real bank account.
Or if you do have a job, you just want to have fun. There's going to be two modes in my server. There's going to be a hardcore mode, which is like a real life mode where like obviously it's realistic and you make money like with real jobs.
The clip got ripped apart on X and TikTok, stacked with captions calling it delusional and comparing it to some influencer fantasy pull-off straight out of movies like Ready Player One. But the reaction says more about the audience than it does about the idea, because people don't like being told a video game is about to work like a real job. Rockstar has spent years quietly building the exact kind of infrastructure that makes this sound less like a joke and more like a preview. Once you line up what the company has purchased and launched over the last 2 years, the joke starts looking more like something real. This video is not about repeating a streamer's hot take, and it's not about assuming Rockstar just stumbled into this by accident. It's about showing you the patterns Rockstar has been shaping since before GTA 6 even had a release window, and why the players who understand that pattern first are going to be the ones cashing out while everyone else is chilling on the side. So here's the real question that's worth sitting with before we go any further. What if the biggest money in GTA 6 isn't made by playing the campaign at all, but by building something inside the world Rockstar hands you? Now, the Adin Ross moment didn't happen in a vacuum. It was literally on stream with FaZe Banks when the idea came up.
And part of creating a server is creating your own ecosystem that's tied to a newly made coin. Maybe in that event you do.
Well,
I'm gonna
tell this chat really quick how it is. When GTA 6 drops, me and Ricky are going to make the biggest server together.
And Banks took it a step further by comparing the concept to Counter-Strike skins, where a digital item with zero physical value somehow sells for 6 figures because people's belief in its rarity is unreal. That comparison landed harder than most people gave it credit for, because it explains exactly how a cosmetic item turns into a real financial asset once ownership and trading become possible. Around the same window, Hip Hop Gamer went on record saying GTA 6 was going to produce actual millionaires, and he tied that prediction directly to user-generated content instead of just grinding missions for cash.
This game will produce millionaires. UGC is a major thing, user-generated content. It's wise and it's worth.
Reddit did what Reddit does and mocked the entire idea, with top comments claiming it would violate Rockstar's terms of service the moment it launched. Here's where the correction matters. Adin and Banks weren't wrong about the demand side of the equation, because GTA roleplayer servers have sat near the top of Twitch for years, especially during the No Pixel, Kason, T Grizzly style era, where creators built entire storylines around criminal careers. What they got wrong was assuming that players would be the ones controlling the money. Rockstar banned crypto and NFT integration in roleplay servers back in 2022, and that policy alone tells you the company has no interest in outsourcing control. The opportunity was never a loophole around Rockstar. It's whatever system Rockstar decides to build and own itself. Just look at what the company has done instead of shutting the whole idea down, because the receipts stack up once you start putting them together. In 2023, Rockstar acquired Cfx the development team behind FiveM and RedM, after years of treating those same modders like the enemy and banning their tools outright. That reversal alone should tell you something changed internally, because you don't buy the thing you used to sue. FiveM, at its peak, ran thousands of concurrent players building entire ecosystems within banks, police departments, and property systems, all without a single dollar going to Rockstar directly. The Cfx Marketplace fixed that gap, giving creators an official storefront to sell vehicles, scripts, and full roleplay frameworks for anywhere between $5 and several hundred. Rockstar has also posted job listings that reference user-generated content ecosystems and creator monetization strategies, naming Roblox, Fortnite, and TikTok as reference points for where they want to go. Epic paid creators over $350 million in a single year through Fortnite's creator program, and Roblox developers have pulled in millions annually through their own payout system. Reports from outlets like Digiday even placed Rockstar in meetings with creators from both platforms, specifically to study how user-generated pipelines scale. If you're still with me on this one, go ahead and hit subscribe, because the next part we're diving into is exactly how these servers turn attention into actual paychecks, and you don't want to miss it. Roleplay servers work by layering a custom economy directly on top of GTA. And once you understand the layering, you understand the whole business model under it. Players pick a job like police officers, mechanics, drug dealers, business owners, then grind that role to earn their in-game currency they use to buy properties, vehicles, and status inside a world that never resets. The server itself becomes a small society inside a game mode, complete with rules, taxes, and consequences for players who break character or break the law. What makes a server valuable isn't the mechanics themselves, it's the scarcity the owner builds into it. Since limited jobs, limited whitelist roles, and limited server slots create the exact same pressure a real job market creates. People pay real money for queue priority, so they don't wait behind 1,000 other players. They pay for VIP tiers that unlock extra character slots, and they pay for custom vehicles or clothing packs that make their characters stand out in a crowded world. Streamers build entire careers out of this loop, turning long-running character arcs into binge-worthy content that keeps an audience coming back episode after episode. Developers profit too, building the actual scripts and systems that let a server function, from custom police AI to full banking systems that other server owners then license or buy. Moderators and staff become paid roles once a server grows past a certain size, because keeping thousands of players organized and civil takes real manpower. By 2025, accountants were publishing guides specifically for FiveM server income, which tells you this stopped being a hobby a long time ago. The product was never really the server. The product is the feeling of belonging to something with real stakes attached to it. GTA 6 has the chance to take every piece of that model and multiply it by a number nobody in the roleplay scene has ever worked with before. The biggest flex shouldn't be adding new features. It would be moving official creator tools off PC and onto console. Since FiveM never had that reach, and Rockstar's console audience dwarfs anything the modding community touched. A world built around density and social simulation the way GTA 6's map reportedly is, gives creators way more raw material to build businesses, factions, and economies inside than GTA 5 ever offered. Rockstar already owns the pipeline through Cfx, already has a working marketplace, and already has the brand recognition to turn a niche hobby into something millions of casual players try without ever hearing the word FiveM. That shift alone changes who profits, because a bigger audience means more buyers for every asset, more demand for every service, and more competition among creators trying to get noticed first. The people who understand that timing matters more than talent in a brand new marketplace are going to be the ones building distribution. That's what turns guys running a small server into an actual business category with real revenue behind it. Look at Fortnite and Roblox for a preview of exactly how that split works. Epic's Creator Economy 2.0 program pays out based on engagement, with the company closing in on about 40% of the revenue a map or mode generates, while creators take the rest. Not bad. Roblox runs its payout system through Robux conversion, and while individual developers complain about how much gets skimmed off before a cash out, the platform as a whole has paid its top studios millions of dollars a year. Community members have already nicknamed a possible official GTA 6 mod framework 6M, based purely on job listings and hiring patterns that point towards a first-party creation suite similar to what Fortnite and Roblox already run. Multiple YouTube channels have picked apart those listings frame by frame, generating millions of views just from speculating on what an official framework might look like around launch time. Rockstar controls distribution, they control the marketplace, and Rockstar decides the cut every creator walks away with, the same way Epic and Roblox do. That control is exactly why GTA 6 has a real shot at becoming something bigger than a game with mod support. It could end up functioning as a game, a platform, and a marketplace all running under one roof, with Rockstar sitting at the center of every transaction that happens inside it. Now stack a completely different piece onto this puzzle, because platforms like Stake, Rainbet, Kalshi, and Polymarket prove something Rockstar can't ignore about where players' attention already lives. Stake and Rainbet run on the same loops casinos have used for decades: fast rounds, quick payouts, and enough dopamine to keep degens clicking long after they're meant to log off. Kalshi works completely different since it's a federally regulated exchange where people trade contracts on real-world outcomes, meaning the price reflects what the market believes will happen rather than a house setting the odds against you. Polymarket kind of runs on similar logic, letting users buy and sell shares tied to event outcomes and cash out before the event even resolves, based purely on how the crowd is pricing probability in real time. The distinction that matters here is simply once you say it out loud. Casinos monetize excitement, and prediction markets monetize information, and those are two completely different products even though they both involve real money changing hands over an outcome. GTA 6 could theoretically borrow the shape of either system, especially around live in-game events like street races, faction wars, or player-run business performances. Imagine betting real stakes on which factions control a district by the end of the week, priced the same way Polymarket prices an election. The second real money touches an in-game outcome directly, Rockstar walks straight into regulatory territory that took years to untangle the last time around. Now that's exactly what happened with the Diamond Casino update back in 2019, and it's worth understanding it in detail because it shows exactly where the legal line sits. Players bought chips using in-game currency that could itself be purchased with real cash, creating an indirect pipeline that regulators in over 50 countries decided counted as real money gambling. Entire regions got blocked out of the casino floor completely, not just age-gated, the way a normal mature rated feature would be. Rockstar responded with daily chip purchase limits and regional restrictions, essentially neutralizing the feature rather than fighting the regulation head on. Loot box controversies around EA and FIFA Ultimate Team triggered government investigations in multiple countries for the exact same reason. Analysts are projecting somewhere between $7 and $8 billion in first year revenue for GTA 6. And that kind of number puts every feature under a microscope the moment regulators start paying attention. And friction is the last thing Rockstar wants in a game built around speed and freedom. Selling content through a marketplace carries none of that legal exposure compared to a true cash-out casino system, which is exactly why a controlled storefront makes more sense than open wagering ever could. Every one of those earlier fights, the casino chips, the loot boxes, taught Rockstar where the line sits before GTA 6 even had a trailer. And that's a lesson most companies only learn after getting fined for it. CSGO already proved every part of this argument years before GTA 6 was even announced, and it's the cleanest example, I think, of digital scarcity turning into real financial value. Skins started as pure cosmetics with zero gameplay impact, but once Valve allowed ownership and trading through the Steam marketplace, certain items became legitimately valuable simply because the supply was limited and demand kept climbing. The AK-47 case hardened pattern, known as the Blue Gem, has sold over $1 million in private trades, and that number exists purely because collectors believe the pattern will stay rare forever. None of that value came from Valve trying to build an investment product. It came from players assigning worth to something scarce and tradable inside a system they trusted. The same logic shows up everywhere digital scarcity exists, from limited sneaker drops that resell for triple retail to discontinued cosmetic items and other live service games that quietly turn into collectible pieces once a developer stops making more of them. Dota 2 saw a rare pattern with rare cosmetic sets tied to major tournaments, where certain bundles became status symbols worth thousands simply because the window to earn them had closed forever. The people who profit in every one of those markets are usually the ones who understood supply timing before the rest of the crowd caught on. Buying early or building early instead of waiting for a trend to already be obvious. If Rockstar builds creator assets, cosmetics, marketplace goods into GTA 6 with the same scarcity built in, those items could carry real trade value the same way CSGO skins do now. The lesson isn't that GTA 6 turns into CSGO overnight. It's that the market logic behind digital ownership is already proven, tested, and profitable. And the only open question left is how far Rockstar lets that logic run inside its own game. So who walks away with real money once this thing launches and the dust settles is who understands it first. Early creators win because they get discovered before the marketplace fills up, with competition fighting for the same attention. The same way Fortnite's first wave of map builders still still dominate the discovery algorithm years after launch. Simply because they had a head start, nobody else can buy back. Experienced roleplay builders win because they already know how to balance an ecosystem and keep a server from collapsing under its own rules. Script developers and asset creators win because they can sell the tools that make every other server function, the same way Cfx Marketplace sellers already do right now. Short form creators win too, since tutorial content explaining how everything works tends to explode the moment a new system launches and players are confused about how to participate. Community moderators and staff win because bigger ecosystems always need structure, and structure needs people getting paid to enforce it. Traders and market watchers win if Rockstar ever introduces limited digital goods with real scarcity built into the release schedule. What loses every single time though is waiting around for someone else to explain the system first, because by the time an official guide drops, the early spots are already gone. The biggest winner if Rockstar builds this well is Rockstar itself, since the house always finds a way to take its cut no matter who else profits around it. None of this is theoretical anymore. The Cfx Marketplace is live right now. The job listings referencing creator platforms are public record, and the meetings with Fortnite and Roblox creators already happened according to multiple outlets. What nobody knows yet is how wide Rockstar opens the door once GTA 6 finally launches. If they keep it restrictive, a small handful of top creators will walk away with everything, while everyone else fights over scraps. If they open it wide the way Fortnite and Roblox eventually did, GTA 6 could straight up become one of the largest creator economies gaming has ever produced. Either way, the conversation happening right now before launch is the one that decides who gets in early enough to matter. The question was never whether people are going to make money around the game. The only question left is who positions themselves to create their own lane before everyone else eventually realizes it's open.